They said it couldn't be done. They said it wasn't possible. And they said that RC with Adam would never reach 10,000 subscribers. Turns out, they were probably wrong. Yes, they were definitely wrong. And now, here's your host, Adam.
Hey everybody, welcome back to RC with Adam. That's right, 10,000 of you fine, fantastic RC people out there have subscribed to this channel. Thank you so very much. Really very cool. Very cool. So welcome to this celebratory live stream. That was the best thing I could think of. I didn't really have anything planned for 10,000, so I said, hey, let's do a live stream. I don't do live streams too often. Try to do them once a week. Let's do that. Anyway, welcome. My name is Adam, and this channel is about, well, it's about RC stuff, but it's about helping you build competence and confidence in the RC hobby and having that carry over to everything else in life, because that is how it happened for me. And I thought it would be fun in this live stream. This will probably be a little shorter than normal, but I thought it would be fun to go over, to look back at some sort of the road to getting to 10,000 sort of. This won't be boring, or I'll try not to make it boring. We're not going to go into too much detail, but we are going to take a look at some of the past videos, because maybe you've just subscribed, thank you, and maybe you've just seen my recent videos, but I do actually have, I think close to 300 videos now. So I thought we could go through those, because usually we're looking at the future, we're looking at, new gear and stuff like that. But I thought today let's take a little look back, because sometimes we can learn from that as well. Actually, a lot of times. Anyway, all right, how's everybody doing in the chat? So good that you are here hanging out with me. Honestly, I figured no one would be here, because it's where I am, it's 11:30 a.m. Sorry we're late, by the way. More technical difficulties, which is just kind of a standard thing, it seems like. Also, it seems like OBS has issues using it on a Mac, but anyway, but glad everybody is here. I see we've got Drone Baba, we've got Sprazzy, we've got who else we have? We got Remy, we got William Barlow. Oh yeah, William Barlow. Did you ever get that package? That was the winner of the T8S. And we got Arnaud Vlogs, and we got the Orange Baron. I think that's all. Oh, we got Daniel. We got Daniel as well, and we got Jose Jesus Vinyas. Vinyas, probably. That's probably how it is. All right, cool, super cool. So if things work properly, we're just gonna kind of dive in. And Frags says it's oh, did I forget Frags? We got Frags. It's 4:31 p.m. So okay, that works out great. It's so cool that we can do this like worldwide. Pretty amazing stuff. So let me see here. All right, cool. Also, let me know how your stream quality is, because I've been playing around with the settings for the streaming quality, and I don't know, I'm not sure. It's kind of a big mess. I'm trying to optimize it so that I can do simulator live streaming on the FPV sim, which we're probably going to take a look at this Saturday, so that's in 2 days. Anyway, enough of that. Oh, one more thing. Big thank you to my Ko-fi crew, my monthly supporters. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, and to everyone else who's given a one-time amount of support, donation, money. I'm talking about money. That's what I'm talking about. But if you're interested in supporting me monetarily, you can do that at ko-fi.com/RCwithAdam. And it's like Patreon, but better, because it's not Patreon. Anyway, let's just dig right in. Now, I'm wondering, I'll just throw this question out there. What was your first RC airplane? Because for me, it was actually the tiny trainer is what it was. And was that the first one? Yes, it was the first one. The very first thing. In fact, actually, this will be funny. This will be funny. This will be kind of embarrassing, actually, to go back through these old videos, as that sort of thing usually is. But you know, hey, it is what it is. I'm trying to get this. Let me see here. Let me try and fix something right here, and then we're gonna jump right into this. Someday I will figure out what I am doing. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know how to fix that. So we're just going to leave that just like it is right now. Right now. Anyway, oh, the Orange Baron says Andrew Newton's Depron Micro Sky Hunter scratch build was the first one that flew for them. So that's pretty cool. So for me, actually, let's go way back. We're going to go way back. I've been in the hobby a few years now. Let me see if this comes up, and let me, oh gosh, I actually have not watched all of these recently, so this might be extra embarrassing. All right, I'm going to turn the sound on. I hope it won't fry anyone's ears. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I forgot. I got to change the scene. Boom. There we go. All right. So here we go. So this was the very first RC aircraft video that I made. This was back in, when was this? I think this was like 2014, 2015. This was before I really actually got into RC stuff, because I was in school at the time and I couldn't do that. So let me see here. Can you hear anything? Oh wait, did I just turn the sound off? My bad. Okay.
In fact, I want to.
So here I'm just kind of rambling on about stuff. This was you know, pre-YouTube and all that sort of thing.
Right there. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. It means a lot
look at that!
to me.
Wow.
It's very encouraging.
Wow.
And
I'm saying the same thing. That's crazy.
I've never
Okay,
flown
Adam.
one of these before this one. This is my very first quad, and pretty
See
much.
that? Can you guys hear that?
I've had a little bit of RC experience, but really not much at all. So I figured my experience as a first-time user person, RC controller person.
Okay, William,
might be
you got
helpful
that.
to
You got
if
that
you're thinking
package.
about getting
Excellent. Thank you.
If you are actually like thinking about getting one, I would say buy it. Buy this one. Buy it now. But you don't have to, you know, go crazy.
Sorry, let me
if
get
you're
this
just
out of
kinda
the way.
looking. But this is a great. I think it's a great beginner model.
All right, you can
and
hear
again,
it. Excellent.
You know, what do I know? Because this is the first one I had. But I'm a beginner, and it works pretty great. So
That's funny.
anyway, that's basically the background of it. So let's actually talk about. You just got it. You're so happy.
See, what's funny
yes,
is,
I
and
just
I'm
got
just going to
the
talk over
box,
most
I'm
of these,
so happy. What do I do
because
now?
that's what makes it
Well,
interesting.
first thing you should do, as
Having
usual,
that perspective years
blah,
later.
Blah, blah, read your instructions and all that stuff. They talk about calibrating
But it's
the
funny. It's
accelerometer.
actually really hard to talk over myself. It's like
And then they
messing
also
with
say
my mind.
transmitter stick
But
calibration.
it's really funny
Honestly,
how
I don't exactly
I don't know, just how
understand.
things
It's very
have
tiny. It's,
changed,
very small.
developed,
and in case you don't know,
and how
like,
much
so
I've-
this
how
is
much-
how big
how-
it is. It's,
I don't. I guess
very,
how
very
much
small.
I've improved
but
in
I'm just
terms
gonna
of
set this here
making
so you guys have something to
videos
look
and
at.
stuff. But again, this is my very first video.
So you've got the battery.
It is actually kind of
if
an
it says it in the
interesting
instructions or not.
perspective
Oh, where
having
it
that
says
super close.
You can just pop it in, fly it for a little
But
bit.
anyway,
now, what
this
I would
was,
recommend, this is very important.
This,
so
but
listen
I
up.
think you can
What I
see
would
there. It's a
recommend is
21-minute
going,
long video, which
outside,
is like
in a grassy area.
ages
Don't put
long,
this in the
ages
grass
long
to start
in
it, 'cause the props will hit
in
the,
2020
the
YouTube
rotors.
time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now
It'll
it's
hit
like
the grass and stuff,
like
and that's
just
not good.
you
But,
know
you
it has
just put
to
it
be
on
super
board
fast.
or on cement to start to get it off the ground. And then just
Oh,
kinda
we got
get a feel for
Emmanuel
what the, you know, how much
Kugler.
throttle, you know, what
And it is
full, excuse me,
5:32
what full
where that
throttle
person is.
like, you know how.
Anyway, this is not that interesting, but
Something
I
that
just want
wanna
to
take,
cover that. So
quad, I think, to first get
Wow.
into it. Just
Did I
you know,
even
keep
fly
your
it?
means, pick room. Oh, and then try and.
there was a lot. Okay, there was like a lot of explanation. See, it's funny because like I'm not showing my hands either. It's anyway. This is not to critique old videos because they are what they are, but it is worthwhile to be like, oh wow, you know. And that is a nice thing. That's why I do say now I see the orange The Orange Baron said, "You inspired me to start my own YouTube channel for artsy." That is super cool, and I think even just making videos for your own sort of personal history, your recollection, is really useful because it can really help you see how you've progressed. Excuse me, and learn from mistakes. And I've made plenty of. Excuse me again, my goodness, plenty of mistakes. So hopefully you will learn from my mistakes as well. So here we go. Here we go, guys. This is the first, my first airplane. And this is after, let me just give a little bit of lead up here. So this is after watching, let me just roll this and I'll have it silent. This is after watching flight test for like years and years. Or, sorry, not years and years, but it felt like years and years, probably like 2 years or so of just watching flight test, watching them build stuff and watching, you know, just like watching build videos of airplanes that like I'm not even going to build. And you know, that sort of thing. Like, it's pretty funny. Let me make sure you can kind of hear it. What I said there was, it's just like the simulator. And it's true, because I did use like a little simulator on the iPad to do this. But this, yeah, so this is my very first airplane, which is actually hanging up over there. Sneak peek. I think we're gonna resurrect it and do a little special anniversary. Well, not really anniversary, but something like that. Because this was like in August, so I'd have to wait a whole nother year. But
cardboard box strapped to a motor.
it'd be cool to do that. Let me see here. All right, we can get that.
It's a little touchy. I'm gonna bring it in for a landing, I think.
I'll tell you what, it is difficult to.
That was kind of like a landing.
It's really hard to film airplane stuff when you don't have somebody to film the airplane for you. That's one of the trickiest things there. But there I am, flying the FT Tiny Trainer around. Oh yeah, also in the chat, remember to tag me at RCwithAdam. Or you can always do a super chat. You can do that too if you want. But so that way I will see what it is that you got. Frags' first plane was a Vernon Impala balsa glider many years ago. Many years ago now. Funny story as we're reminiscing here about balsa gliders. I when I was in school, really one of my like favorite things to do was like during the breaks was like to go out in sort of this back like gravel lot area. And I mean like in college, not like in like middle school or something, and just fly around those little balsa gliders. I think I have one somewhere around here, but those little, you know, the little ones that are like about like that, you know, that big, like 8-inch wingspan or something, and just you know, chuck it, see how long of a flight I could get, and modify it, make it do loops and like all kinds of stuff, and it's pretty funny because it's like it's looking back, it's like, well, of course this is what I, you know, really wanted to do the whole time, because I enjoyed that so much. I had so much fun with sort of, you know, toys and that sort of thing. Here I'm getting really feisty and experimenting with some landing gear, and it sort of works, but not that well. Yeah, I think I've always just liked planes that can fly in small areas, because like a lot of people would look at that and be like, oh my gosh, that's like a tiny area to fly, like you're insane. But really, like, that's a pretty decent sized area. That's a pretty common sort of size of an area, I guess, well, like soccer field size around here, because there's just a lot of trees everywhere. There's just trees all over the place. But so the Tiny Trainer works okay for that, but then I ended up modifying it let me skip to here. That was a great close-up, though.
And it,
At some point...
Prop's not coming back.
No, all right, there we go. And I have those super cool blue glasses, so you know that I know what I'm talking about when I do when I do that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and speaking of looking back, okay, so there was that plane. Another plane that I used. I gotta move some windows and things around. Okay, another plane. Okay, so all right, so that was my very first like kit plane. So it was the flight test FT tiny trainer, and then I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty confident. I've watched a bunch of flight test videos, so let's make my own scratch built airplane. And this is what we end up with. Let me see here. Yep. I want to make sure I don't... Oh, sorry about that. I don't want to blast you guys' ears out.
My creation.
Can't you relate to that though? Like, that's the feeling that just sums it all up. You know,
I just finished this. I'm
how
so
you feel
happy
when you
with
just
it.
finish
I
an
think the
airplane
wings are a little bit
that you've designed.
And I used the cheap foam, you know, from the Dollar Tree, which is.
But I'm so
actually
glad
the
that I
right
have
stuff.
this
It's lighter
and
maybe
this
not quite as
collection,
durable, but it's definitely lighter,
this record
much
of
easier to work
this
with
plane,
than
because
the
I ended up
fancy
destroying this one because that
stuff,
was
the
kind of before I had the
Elmer's glue
concept
stuff.
of like,
That's how
oh, I
that
should
is set up
save
right
the
there.
plane
The control surfaces,
so that I can like later maybe
definitely bringing
reuse
it
it.
was
I don't
definitely
know. I
a
was
little
just like,
tricky,
well, we're done with
like
this
in
plane,
here,
so I'm just
you can
gonna
see
throw it
the
away
bottom servo
now.
controls the
But
elevator,
oh well.
and
This plane is really funny because
kind of underestimated how
it was
bendy
like
this wire would be, so I
gigantic
ended up having to put in,
for the like just for the size of everything, like the motor and all that stuff. But it kind of flew decently. Here's me flying it around, sort of flying it. Oh, some things never change. Some things never change. Like that tree right there. That tree never changes. I mean, just yesterday, I hit that same tree flying around the FT Simple Scout or Mighty the Simple.
I
is it
changed a
called?
couple things on the wing.
I think it's called the Mini
added,
Scout.
They look like ailerons or flaps or something, but they're
So
really
see,
just,
now I'm
I guess
playing
you could
around
call
with
them
like
flaps.
experimenting
But I glued them on,
with the control
figured I could take them off
surfaces and
later
that
if I
kind
didn't
of
like it,
or
just to
the
give it a
wing
little bit more
shape and
surface area on the wing,
getting it to fly
so there just wasn't enough
slowly,
surface area
but
for the
still
weight
like
of the
not knowing a
airplane.
whole lot.
Extended surface here. Got my throws at I think this is about 40 to 50% or something. Not very much because I realize that this thing is so huge that it's very.
Emmanuel Kugler says, I had a little WL Toys Cessna as a first plane. I take it as a first plane. Very cool. Actually, my very first plane was probably like when I was like, I don't know, 9 or something. And then it was one of those that like it's supposed to fly like in your yard or whatever and be controllable, but like it's really not. They just tell you that it's going to be, and then you're like try to fly it and you're like, I don't get it, it's not working, because like you have no concept when you're 9 of like weight and balance, and well, maybe you do if you're like into RC stuff, but you know, stall speed and weight and balance and things like that. So there's kind of a, I won't count that one as my first plane. What was I going to say? I was totally about to say something and I just forgot. Oh well. Now see, and then I take it out to the
Because
oh, okay, wait, what did I do here? Did I like put a bunch of, here we go. mean, it wasn't too bad of a design. It did have a super low center of gravity, which is cool. And there's me crashing it. Well, bam! Love that sound.
It's pretty. I'm gonna fly the fast.
So there I skeletonized it for some reason, which probably created a lot more drag. So it made it all floppy is what it did. I mean, oh, that's the bad part right there. You know, I have noticed with wings, and I'm not a wingologist, so, you know, take this for what it's worth. Well, bam. But I have noticed that with those wings that have like the kind of that I can't think of any technical terms at the moment, but the wings that have the shape where it's a camber, under camber. Oh, my brain is not working right now. But those types of wings, I have noticed that when I tried to build those, like the flight test wings, some of the flight test wings, they just, it's like when you pitch down, they go way down. So, I mean, basically, you have to fly them like an actual airplane. You can't just do whatever you want with them, which tends to be how I like to fly the airplanes. I want to just be able to, you know, fling it around and that sort of thing. So maybe that's not exactly the best idea. And here's another one. This one is this. We'll watch this one because it's short, and we're not going to go through all of these because it would take way too long. It would take like all day. In fact, maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll just put it on like a loop, and we'll have like a marathon, a streaming marathon or something. I don't know. All right. So here is failure is a prerequisite for success. Unknown. That means Adam just made it up.
Just made this up last night. It took me a couple hours.
He's flying a flattened barn.
She thinks it's a flattened barn. This is a big experiment because I wanted to try out a delta wing type of thing just for fun, and I don't know, it really makes sense because I wanted something that was slow, and I think these have to be kind of going fast. But anyway, we're gonna see what happens. I just took apart my other airplane, gutted it, and put all its guts and just threw them on this board. The right side should go up, the left side should go down, and it should spin.
And see, now I'm experimenting with elevons and mixing the controls.
1 minute and 40
and stuff.
seconds.
Oh wow, cool, time flies.
Oh, that's a lame joke. Yeah. Now, can you
Well, it took a
spot
little
the
bit
reason
longer to
why
crash.
it's not working? I'll bet you can. But at the time, I was like, I don't understand.
I think there might just be not enough thrust in the back. Or there's too much of a stuff in front of the thingamajigga that swings around in the front. Yeah, that. There's too much stuff in front of it.
There's too much stuff in front of the thingamajigga. So yeah, that is how that ended up. See, the thing is like with this, obviously now, to me, obviously talking about lessons learned, you've got the propeller in the front. That's great. But then look at all this stuff in front of the propeller in the front. All of that is just going to cause it's going to cause the nose to just balloon upwards or downwards or whichever way. It's going to be a huge problem. And then you've got the battery, I was going to say battery, but it is a battery. But I mean, you have the quote unquote heavy battery in like the middle of this whole board. So it's like, well, where do you think it's going to work? And then I don't know where I did the point of balance. I have no idea where, or maybe I mentioned it earlier, but I don't know where the point of balance would be. So it's like, what? So yeah, CG, you've got this stuff in front. I had a little fin up there, but that was mostly to protect the motor and the electronics in case it flipped over that way. But yeah, no, that's definitely definitely not going to work. And that battery, I still have those batteries that came with my the FT Tiny Trainer kit, and those are 850 milliamp or 800 or something 850 milliamp hour 2-cell batteries. So they are very, very small and puny. And at the time, I was like, oh wow, like this is a, you know, LiPo battery, man. I'm rocking a LiPo battery. How impressive am I? And then right here, what I should have done is, well, I probably could have just done, I mean, it kind of makes sense how I did that, but I think I just set this up as ailerons on the left and the right control surfaces. And then in the middle, it was like an elevator, but really it would have been better to just do, to have the middle one as an elevator and then the left and right ones as elevons. So then they would both come up or both go down as needed. But anyway, that's just, isn't that fun? Isn't that so fun? Wow. But that's how we learn things, you know? Let's go over, let's see, let me just do, I'll start going through these like kind of faster probably. So here's another one that I built. I think I'm showing this right here.
Okay.
Or something.
So I made some adjustments. The wings, well, back a little bit. So I'm gonna stick it on the top.
So it's basically like,
On the battery just to keep it from
it's
flying
more
off.
simplified. Got a square fuselage. And actually ended up flying pretty good. But here's the, well, I crashed into that tree. Where's that crash? Oh, I did end up swapping the wing out. I put some big landing gear on there. Whoa. See, then it was very balloony.
That's nice.
See, there we go. And then I got the weight right and all that sort of stuff. And that actually flew, you know, pretty decently. And with the polyhedral in there. And it's so funny, when I was filming this holding my, I think I like attached or rubber banded or something my phone to my transmitter, and I'm like trying to point the camera at the airplane and fly it at the same time using the transmitter. So
Not the propeller though.
that is pretty interesting. But I'll tell you what, though, what's great about the electronics is you can just reuse those electronics, you know, like crazy. Like I've reused, I think I still have the original electronics, I think, or something might have happened to them. But I've used those same electronics, that little 1806 motor and the 12 amp ESC for a long time. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I see we've got Dave Skybiker. FPV is here. You haven't missed a whole lot. He says, what did I miss? You haven't missed a whole lot. Just going through the old collection of videos. Some that we're just going to kind of do some that are more interesting now. Here's one you may not have seen. And maybe don't want to see, but you know what? I'm gonna show you anyway. So here we have this is the Christmas Wonder.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me see if I can. The audio is probably gonna be like all over the place because this was kind of before I really did much with the audio and thought about things like audio. So.
All right, here we have the Christmas monster. I'm just gonna fly this thing. We'll go over the details later after it crashes.
So this thing is really funny the way it flies. So we'll just watch it for how it flies. So it just like goes and kind of like, you know, kind of.
Yay!
I guess I just
Oh, dear.
described like every airplane ever, but.
Oh no! Oh no!
But it kind of just like wobbles back and forth as it flies. This was my first experiment with a pusher style, but I had the pusher way in the back. I mean, it's kind of a cool design, you know, where it like kind of scoops under like that. But the other thing is I was trying to experiment with just using packing tape to connect everything. So that wasn't a super great idea either, but it kind of shows that like you could just use packing tape basically to attach everything. I might have glued the servos and stuff, but you know, packing tape is an amazing invention. And also I had Christmas lights, little Christmas lights, and a 2AA, I think it was 2AA battery pack on the nose. just to try and increase the nose weight because, you know, because the motor is so far back. The motor is so far back, and it's just a, you know, just kind of a mess. And also there's like not much of anything in front of the wing, so that's a big problem, having that in front of the wing.
I'm almost at full power. Pretty much at full power right here. Thing is not very stable. Sometimes it. Oh wow. Oh.
And so it pretty much goes on like that. But anyway, that's a fun one. You can go check that one out for sure. Here is, let's do, okay. Here's a big one. This one's a big one. Let's get rid of that one. And then let's get this one. So this is my first, well, I guess it was my, well, it was the first iteration of the Bat, and you may have seen the Bat because that's a plane that I've flown like a lot.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Today we're gonna make the smallest airplane I've ever made before.
Probably the one that I've flown the most. BAT stands for Backyard Airplane Trainer, and turn that down a little bit. And I wrote and composed and directed this song, by the way. So let's just take a second to enjoy this song. That stands for overall length, by the way. Okay, so it's an 800 milliamp hour 2-cell. And here's the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. You ready? This is the breakdown.
We're in business.
Covered as much of the bottom surfaces
Oh, and that was it.
as I could.
So yeah, there's a look at the
Moisture.
Bat, the original Bat, and it had this weird.
This is
Well, what's interesting is it's kind of like I had this little block at the bottom, and most of the fuselage is kind of the same, but what I ended up doing was like extending, basically just integrating that taller front part into the fuselage, the whole fuselage, so that it would protect the propeller. And personally, I think it's a super great design. This was not a good design, but how it ended up was actually pretty good. Oh, and here's our song. It's back.
Wow. Okay. All right. I don't have much. And I'm switching to heart rates. That was a mistake. All right. I think the elevator control was
And it
okay. I think I
crashed.
just should've
Now,
gone
the
with
problem
high
with this
rates
one was that the
on
wing
the,
was just way too small. Way
rudder.
too small of a wing there, for
Alright.
sure.
Well, luckily, we crashed in the grass here. The mass.
And then did I fly this? Did I change this? Oh yeah, I put like the tiny trainer wing on it or something, and it flew a little bit better, but it was still, you know, still too much. Still too much. Oh, that was a good fail right there.
All right.
I think I tried to catch it. Hilarious.
I'm holding all the way aft elevator.
Classic. So hilarious, you gotta watch it 3 times.
All right. Well, that was.
That's what I say. That's my policy on that. You gotta watch it 3 times. Okay, so let's see. And then there's some other stuff, and then like that stuff. And then here we go. Okay, here's a class. We can't not do this one. This one is the very first. I think it's my very first video to help people that are having problems with their quadcopters, or specifically their Eocene Wizard X220. And let's give this a try.
Hi. Hey everybody, welcome to the introductory video for my series to help people who have just gotten into quadcopters, racing freestyle type quadcopters, and maybe they just bought an Eocene Wizard X220, which is what this guy is right here, and they're really confused because I was super confused and very frustrated, and then it turned to anger, and then it was confusion, and then it was just despair, and then it was frustration again, and then confusion, and then like epiphany, and then probably back to confusion. But right now, I finally got this thing up in the air. It's flying, and I've watched tons. Let me make, yeah, that looks better. I've got this up in the air. It's flying. I've watched tons of videos and hours
Also
and hours
notice
of figuring out how to get this thing working.
Like blank
And
the
part
wall
of
is
that was
behind
just
me.
Because
I mean,
there was a lot of
I have
simple
that, which
stuff
is my
that I
first
didn't know that you
quad
needed
that
to
we
know in order
looked
to get
at,
the setup.
and then
the other thing
that
was
one,
that I bought this
and
as an
then
ARF,
that
or
one.
ARF model.
And I don't think any
Which
of those are
means
actually
that,
flying at the moment.
It comes
they don't have
without the
motors.
receiver and without the transmitter.
But yeah,
the
so
transmitter,
it's like
this guy
that
right
was
here,
that's how it
which
started
I
out,
ended up buying
man.
later. We'll
Like,
talk about that in another
man,
video.
it's crazy
But,
to think
so
that
basically,
back
I was
then,
having
like,
a little bit of
just
trouble getting this one set up because
I had
watched
like
the video,
no
like I'm sure a lot of
equipment.
other people did.
Well, I had like no
by
video
UAV
equipment.
Futures
I had
with
no
Stu. I love you, Stu, man. Shout out to you.
like I had I had
and
some
so I
tools
thought,
and
oh,
stuff,
man,
but not
it's
so
so
much like
easy. But listen,
electronics
Stu, my bro,
equipment
I
and
love you. I
stuff
love
like
your
that.
videos, but you're so good at what you do that you make it look too easy and too simple for us beginner noob people. And so I was very confused about a lot of things. One of the things, I'm just going to shout it out and get this out there, because this was one of the biggest things that was holding me up. And I was trying to understand if I could use my Spectrum DX6i transmitter and my receiver, the Spectrum AR610 receiver with this quad. The short answer is no. Okay, so if you were trying to figure that out, the short answer is no. Basically,
I guess you actually could
so you might hear people talking about.
I think because I think you'd have to use PPM. I think is what it was. Maybe you could use PWM, but I think you just have to use PPM
as a regular
PWM. So multiple,
receiver, like the kind that you would just stick on a little park flyer type airplane. So
multiple.
So you can't use that.
Channels, like just like servo connectors for each one. So anyway, wow. So that was the beginning of making videos to hopefully help people that were as confused and frustrated as I was, for sure. Here's a terrible experiment. You ever just do experiments that they just don't turn out like how you thought? And here's the thing, you have an option when that happens. You can either go, man, this experiment or this project did not turn out how I thought. Like, it turned out horribly and it did not work at all. And you can either go, man, I'm so stupid. Why would I have ever even thought that this would work? Or you can go, okay, well, now I know. And now I know what not to do. And now I know, now I have this experience. So you've at least gained that from whatever kind of failed project or experiment that you are working on. And, so there's always something that you can learn from the project. And, what is it? Who said, did I say it? Somebody said it. But anyway, just remember, it's No, I can't think of that quote. Okay, but just remember that. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, sorry about that.
Hey everybody, I have an interesting
I'm
video
wearing
for
a
you
suit.
today.
Look at
Now,
that.
one thing that I've always been wondering, especially since I started flying FPV, was
I don't know why
how
I decided to
high am
wear
I
a
flying
suit for
when
this.
I'm flying so high, and when you're above the treetops, it's hard to tell. You know, and we all want to stay well within the rules and regulations of the 400-foot guideline. But how can we make sure that we're doing that if we don't have an onboard altimeter? Well,
So,
folks, enter
apparently-
the poor man's altimeter. At least that was the idea.
Yeah.
My plan was to take the
here's my plan.
Wizard X220 here and attach a string to it, and then fly it way high up and mark intervals on the string at 100, 200, 300, 350, and about 400 feet. And get an idea, have the faux pro on it, get an idea of what
so
it looks like
this ended up
at
not
that
working out
height.
well,
So that
and
way
it's like
when
just
I'm
generally
flying
like
around
a.
being
I mean, it's
awesome,
sort of a good idea in
that's a
theory, but
laugh.
it's like,
I can tell
or you should
how
just
high
get
I'm
like some
flying
sort of
without an
altimeter or
onboard
something. But
maybe
anyway, it's just one of those things. So I decided to essentially, oh geez, that might be really loud. Essentially, I'm just like, well, let's just tie a super long string and see how this goes. So I think. Was this in? I think this was like a 300-foot string or something like that. And I'm trying to fly up here and see how high it is, and it's not working very well. Oh, okay, so there's 100 feet. So apparently, I mean, this is like, you know, beyond backyard science. This is like backwoods science right here, but. It is interesting, though. I mean, I guess it's kind of interesting, but the problem is that the wind ends up taking the string, and then it ends up just pulling the quad out. So that was sort of a problem. So what is that? Is that 200? See, you know what is interesting though is how you don't really have to go that high up to make it seem like you're way high up. At least around here with all the trees, because once you get above the trees, like a little ways, you can see so far. So it's like, whoa, man, I must be like 10,000 feet up here. And it's like, no, actually, you're just like 200 feet. And that seems like super high. So, you know, the whole thing with like the, you know, staying below 400 feet and all that kind of stuff, like 400 feet is really high. Like, so usually that's really, really not a problem. Anyway, so that was an interesting thing there. And it didn't really work out, but it kind of did, sort of. Sky Hacker FPV says, "Hi Adam, I love your videos. You inspired my Tiny Hawk 2 HD. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Sky Hacker. Thanks, Sky Hacker. I intend to. We're gonna ride this thing all the way to 20,000." And beyond, of course, it's 100,000, 10,000, so 1 million, 10 million. That's what we're going for. We're going for 10 million subscribers, which I don't even know I don't know how that's possible. I'm not really sure. So, yeah, so that was like, you know, some of these, I mean, you should just go back and watch all of them. That's really what you should do. You should go back and watch all of them. There was a cool one though. Here we go. So this one's kind of interesting, actually interesting to watch. And here it is. This is the Bat V2, which is basically like the actual version of the Bat, the working version of the Bat. And here I'm flying this around. Let me know. Do you guys like
So exciting.
Do you guys like airplane videos more or quad videos? And if they're airplane videos, like, do you like watching?
This is always so scary.
What am I trying to say here? Do you like watching the?
It flies. It's flying. It's flying.
Do you like watching the airplane fly around?
Quite beautifully.
Or do you like the?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy.
Like cameras on the planes or something? Because that's the problem with filming planes. Is that you know, it's kind of cool. I mean, it is cool. It's fun. It's fun flying around, especially like this. But even in the little backyard, it's like you can barely see them with the GoPro. So there are some of those issues
If you
with
are a
that.
beginner
It's just not as,
and you're just flying
you
this
can't
around,
get as good of an image.
plenty for it, like a while.
And probably the image that you're
Just get a
seeing
little
right now is
altitude, see if we
extra
can get a
bad
loop
because
with
of the streaming quality, and then also,
There we go. There we go. So it wants to go to the right, so I'm just gonna.
well,
for now,
also because this is kind
do a
of,
little bit of
I don't know what, I guess this is 1080p,
left
but
trim, just a smidge.
I
So
don't know, it's
I've
kind of
just
blown
put in
up
a little rudder
on
trim.
the screen. Probably
it-
this would look
it
best if you're
seems to
watching this like
have
on a phone or
fixed-
something.
Oh yeah, it seems to have fixed the thrust angle issue. Well, you can't really do a
So
lot
the
of
Orange
high
Baron
alpha
says
stuff with
airplanes.
this little
All right.
two-cell,
Airplanes.
but you can bring it close to the
Anyway,
ground.
this is
That's
I
little
I
bit
just
farther
kind of
back.
stumbled
Oh, yeah,
upon
you know,
this
the
design.
extra weight.
I mean,
All right,
you know,
all right, not bad.
through trial and error and that
Unusual
sort of thing.
attitudes and whatnot.
But I sort of ended up stumbling on a really seems to work really well. It has strange handling
But
characteristics,
this thing
but
handles it pretty well.
once you get used to it, like you can
Wow, that was
really
cool.
do
So,
a
yeah,
lot
on
of
the-
stuff
on
with
the,
the bat
on
and
the with the
really
lightweight
maneuver it
3-channel
around, which is pretty
wings, you know, to work with.
and it's like very slow flying, like almost 3D flying. And actually, that's something I've been wanting to get, a 3D plane for like years. Also, I really need to do that. I tried building one, but it didn't really work out. I think I just want a little tail touch there.
Did you see that tail touch?
I
That
did.
was
I
great.
saw the
That
tail
was great.
touch.
This thing is the bomb, even without
It is the
ailerons.
bomb. Isn't that great when you can just watch your old
Yeah,
videos and then
that's
just
pretty
talk
good.
to yourself? Huh.
All right,
So
so it doesn't stay on the
so
ground for
great.
very long.
All right, let me see. I think there's a good finale.
3-cell.
For landing.
Let me pull up. Oh, here, let's pull up. There was one here that. Oh, this one should be funny. This should be funny just to laugh at. Some of these are funny to laugh at because of the technology is so different. Like even just over a matter of like a year or something. That it's, you look back and you're like, oh my gosh.
Well, hey everybody.
Oh, that's really weird. What is going on there?
One thing that I've been wondering ever since I got my
I do not know
Wizard
why it's
X220 here.
so choppy. That's not supposed to be like that, but very
Was
strange.
how far away can I fly it? You know, how far?
Well, we're just gonna kind of roll with this.
Close to the ground. And
Oh no, that's weird. Okay, something strange is happening. Maybe I just broke my computer.
well, hey everybody.
That's
you know,
super weird.
good enough for my purposes, and I think it would have gone as here.
That is unwatchable. Okay, so we're not gonna, that, I don't know, that was weird. That video file must have gotten corrupted or something like that. Crazy, but that's okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going on this train as we go into the future. Into the future. Do 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 do. All right. Please don't copyright strike me, YouTube, for that. All right. I don't know if these are actually in order. Are these in order? I think they're in order. What was I gonna? Where did that go? Okay, this one. I think this one is. This one should be good. Yeah, this is a short video right here. Here we go. So this is like just some tight flying with the bat.
Good landing.
Which is pretty cool. Right now I don't actually have a working version of the bat. I should build a new one, shouldn't I? I should build another one. An upgraded one, a souped up bat, a super bat or something. Something like that. That would be cool. All right, so this is all cool. Yay, yay, yay. But wait until you see. Wait until the end. That was pretty nice, actually. Oh, see, check this out. Almost vertical landing by you just do circles. And then shaboom. So that is really fun, actually. I gotta build another one of those.
Did you just see that? That was absolute that. Hey, look.
Oh, look at this. So I got it stuck.
On a day of flying.
And then I
Hey,
got
look
it
at
stuck, and then I threw the
Did you just
That was
see
really
That
nice,
was
actually.
Absolutely beautiful.
I threw that
PVC pipe
tube at it,
works really
and then
well
it came
for,
out, and it just went
hey,
right.
look
It
at
just
that.
went.
Did Did you just see that? That was absolutely beautiful.
Look at that. Didn't nosedive. That's great. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. Check that out. Getting super close. All right, now coming up. Here we go. Here's the fire bat. Ready? Ready? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. You know how I did that? You want to know? Take a guess. Guess. Guess how I did that. Very excited there. Oh, that was actually my first time doing, putting a camera, I think it was a Mobius, I think, on the bat. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so insane. Not even an FPV camera, but just a camera. And it was like, whoa, this is so cool. Oh man, those are the days, eh? Oh boy, those were some days back then, man. Wow. Gee golly. Oh, here's a good one. Oh wait, that's a good one too. Okay. Let's do this one. Check this out. This is the paint stirrer, paint stick, paint stirrer quadcopter.
Out of paint sticks or paint stirrers and Elmer's foam board.
So this is
basically taken all of the electronics and stuff.
I took all the guts and all the electronics off of the Wizard X220, and then I just put them on this thing, and then I like inverted the motors, as you can see, and then I like attached some parts of the frame. So it's like it's weird. That's a weird thing, but I made it so that I could put a gimbal underneath it, because this is, you know, this is pre amazing image stabilization, or at least before I knew anything about Real Steady or anything like that. I think, did I have a GoPro? I guess I did have a GoPro. I had a session at this point.
All right.
Which is interesting. So there we go. That's what that looks like.
Fairly decent.
Yeah, and I just rubber banded the session on there. Like, this is so crazy. And then, you know, and of course this as well is pre 3D printing, which is like, what? Mind boggling, man. Like 3D printing
a little sketchy.
has probably changed my life. Second
idea of what we're looking at,
you know, only to the RC stuff. That comes in right after the RC stuff, because it's like, now I'd be like, oh, okay, let's 3D print some, you know, I don't know, arm extensions, or let's 3D print some landing gear. Let's 3D print this holder for the camera,
6-inch
something
props
like
on
that.
here. And so I've
So it's super
reconfigured
hodgepodge,
the
man.
landing
Like,
gear a little bit.
wow.
This is actually like a try.
But it does go to show that
in order
paint
to
sticks,
accommodate
just like
the,
pieces of
longer
wood,
props. So these are 60-30
that
props.
would surely have
They
broken.
are- most of them,
Would
let's see,
surely
2
have
of them
broken
are
if I had
brand
actually
new, 2 of them
crashed
are
this
used.
thing,
I
but
think the front props are used.
they
A little
do
bit
hold
stretch
up.
marks. I
They
think
do
they'll be
hold up
okay.
for long enough
This is gonna be the first
to,
flight with them using
you
a
know,
4-cell battery.
actually fly, at least a little bit. Here's a, man, all of these videos are they're just so good. You just got to go through all of them. I'm looking through these and I can't decide which one to play next, because they're just all so amazing. Amazing.
For about 4 minutes.
Amazing. All right, let's see that's what the flight footage looks like, which is like, at the time I was like, oh man, this is some hot stuff, or at least semi-decent stuff, but now I'm like, eh. You know what's cool though, or just as a funny side thing, is now I have a pretty good record of what the backyard has looked like, because it's gone through a lot of changes. So that's kind of funny, having that sort of unintentional aerial perspective on here. Here's one, waterproofing electronics, that it might be interesting to you, because maybe you're not aware of this or whatever. It's a pretty popular video. And I'm gonna do some more experimentation with this as well. But I was waterproofing this quadcopter using WD-40
right, here we go.
silicone lubricant stuff, where I show it right there.
40 specialist water
That stuff.
here.
And this is with brushed motors. So brushed motors are going to be a lot worse off in terms of the water and moisture and stuff in the motors, because it's gonna get like stuck in there, and really caused some corrosion and stuff, which I think is what ended up happening to that one a while after I used it. But that's pretty cool. You can just hover right on the water. See, that would look so cool with a full-size quadcopter. I mean, with a 5-inch quad, that'd be pretty cool. We'll have to try that one out. So that's pretty neat. That is actually quite cool. Because if you get it like at just the right amount, it'll just sit there on the water. Ooh, that's very neat. Very neat. Very, very cool. All right, let's go through just a few more of these. And we'll do in the next live stream, I think on Saturday, we'll do some more, question and answer kind of stuff. Oh, I do see it looks like we have a question. Hargo says, let's see, can I upload full? Can upload a video of full guide for FlySky i6X? Yes. Well, sort of. I mean, not a full guide. I don't have like a full guide, like every single thing, but I do have a playlist. So definitely, go check out that playlist that I have of all of the FlySky stuff for sure. And then the most popular video is like the top 5, it's actually right here somewhere, or it's coming up. It's the top 5 functions that you want to set up on your quadcopter. I mean, sorry, on your i6X. Sorry. Oh, I'm all over the place today, but that's okay, because this is just an impromptu special 10,000 subscriber thing. Man, I'm going through these videos and I'm like, there are way too many videos. This is too much. These are too much videos. Hey, okay, here's another kind of highlight. We're going through the highlights kind of, here's one. Here's a good one, and this is a sort of a flight video that I did. And why is this in slow motion? Why did I do that? What happened there? That's weird. This might not work out. That's weird. Okay. All right. Well, QuickTime wants to be weird, but anyway, we're just gonna. Okay. Anyway, so this is one of my first sort of like actual flight videos. Oh, we'll take a look at that at my first one actually in just one moment here. But let's watch this one. That's pretty spicy. There we go. That was not too bad. Somehow, I don't know what it was, but it was like I suddenly got much better. Do you ever have those moments where like it's like something just clicks, or you just, I don't know, it's like you suddenly realize that you've gotten a lot better at something, and maybe you haven't necessarily suddenly gotten better, but like you suddenly notice that you've gotten better at something. And for me, this was a special moment in time when I was like, oh wow, I do like that part right there. Pretty neat. And yeah, I was like, oh man, like just it's kind of working. Like I'm able to do some like power loop stuff. Very, very twitchy on the controls. Like I see that now. Like I would say I'm much smoother now, which is how I want to be, because I probably had really high rates at the time. And maybe not enough center stick softness, so to speak. But that's kind of cool. And hopefully I won't get I don't care. It's kind of funny because that's similar to the flying that I do still, like now. But it's great to be able to look back and be like, oh, okay, I've improved in this area, or I haven't improved, or different things like that. See, I've definitely gotten better at controlling the quad, I would say. Oh yeah, definitely I've got some of those flippy, twitchy rakes, which actually I'm thinking about kind of going back to in some ways, because I do sort of want to have a little bit of that juice in my flights, just a little bit.
Did I just roll in chicken crap? I mean, not me.
And we'll delete that. So anyway, that's a fun one. One more that we're gonna look at actually, or one more quad video, or not one more. I should say another quad video. Where did it go? It was one of my very first quad videos, and it was like really, here we go. I think I called this one Pure Luck, and I was like, now if fellow FPV or FPV quad guys, you know what I'm talking about when like you were first getting started flying and you were doing like rolls and flips and you were like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like every little thing was crazy. Like flying by a tree was crazy. Just doing a roll was crazy. Doing a split S over a branch was crazy. I mean, honestly, like it is. The technology is insane. The fact that you can actually do that. But anyway, so this is my first sort of flight video that I made, and let's take a look at it. So I was using the Akaso EK7000, a faux pro.
Hey everybody, I am super excited to
there
share
we
this
go.
video
That's
with
me
you.
talking.
What we're about to see is kind of my first taste of freestyle flying in the backyard. Now I know that for a lot of more advanced pilots, this is just kind of, this would be like warming up. But for me personally, this is like off the chain. This is
Off
as crazy
the chain.
as
That's
I
what I
have,
said.
Flown so far,
It's
and it
off
turned
the
out way
chain.
better than I had expected. A lot less crashing, and it actually
Victor Stevens asked, "Is a FT Gremlin better than a Tiny Whoop?" No.
Of the quad going,
Honestly, I'm not so sure about the FT Gremlins. I haven't
natural to fly like
flown them.
Anyway,
but they
super
seem
cool.
kind of
So
bulky
hopefully
for
you
what
enjoy this.
for
Maybe
what's out there. I feel like you'd be
encourage
better
you
off
to,
going with like a
get
Tiny
out
Whoop
there and practice
or
flying
like
your quad. If you like this
a
video, you wanna see
toothpick
more of this
class.
type of
So
flying and stuff,
I don't know.
please
The
let me know in the
Gremlins.
comments below.
I'd have to
Don't
look into
forget to
those more.
subscribe, and if you like the video,
They
give it a
seem
like.
kinda dated.
Thanks, and here we go.
In terms of their style, but they seem kind of dated in terms of their style, but I'm not really sure because I haven't looked at them super closely. Turn this down a little bit. See, like that, and like, whoa, I did a roll and stuff, and I didn't crash. And I'm not making fun of that. If you're like, oh my gosh, that's so good, because you should celebrate that when you can fly a pack and not crash. I remember that. I remember when I was like, oh my gosh, I flew 3 packs. That right there, I was like, oh my gosh, what? But I remember when I first flew basically like a whole session, like 3 packs without crashing, and it was amazing. You see how much wobbling I'm doing? That's because I had I don't know what my rates were, but they were way too twitchy, way too probably not enough expo. They might have just been stock rates, actually. I'm not sure. See, and I didn't even want to like fly in the closer areas. That's why I had to do like an abrupt stop right there. But yeah, just doing that was like, what? But you see how jerky the movements are? You gotta add some expo in there. Maybe take the rates down a little bit.
That was super cool.
Wow.
My confidence is probably like way too high right now. And once you get a taste for that, once you just try it, you're like, okay, hey, let's try using the quad's inertia and momentum to, like, you cut the power and then you roll and stuff, and it's amazing. And I did not even mean to go that high through the trees.
So I was starting to do like a split S. So that's kind of cool, or a like a split S or like a wing over, that type of thing. but I did not mean to go through the trees. And also the camera, the camera for the Wizard X220 was really bad as well. So that was also why I was kind of more hesitant, because like you just can't see stuff, man. You just can't see stuff, and seeing stuff is kind of a critical part of first person. Excuse me, my goodness, first person view, because you have to see stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's kind of jump into the future a little bit more. I'm trying to pick some highlights, things that I don't know, things that are noteworthy somehow. I mean, again, like I said before, they're all just so amazing. You gotta just go watch all of them. Have you guys seen the Bubble Bomber? The Bubble Bomber. Let's pull up the Bubble Bomber. The Bubble Bomber. I thought people would actually be much more interested in this, but they were not. But that's okay. This is a pretty funny. So this was the Mega Bat that I took. I took the Mega Bat and then I turned it into the Bubble Bomber by buying these bubble thingies. And yes, this was definitely sort of flight test-esque, Peter Schreepel-esque inspired sort of thing. Which is on just an interesting side note. It is interesting how some people have well, I guess it's just interesting how some people, some channels that already have a bunch of subscribers, like way more than 10,000, like they'll do something maybe similar to this, but then people just like go nuts over it. But then like a channel like even smaller than mine that has like, 500 subscribers, they might do something just like that, but then people are like, oh, it's just somebody. So I don't know, it's just kind of an interesting thing.
Hello, people. There's stuff on the lens. Hang on. Bubble blowers on your.
So this actually didn't work out like super great. Well, it was really heavy for one, and wait, do I have 3 motors on there? No, this was when I just had 1 motor. No, I had 3. Never mind, because the Mega Bat. Did the Mega Bat have 3? No, I'm trying to remember now. At some point, I put 3 motors on there. Or is that what I just did for this one? I don't remember. Anyway, point is, this kind of worked out, but like it wasn't blowing a bunch of bubbles behind it, and it was too heavy to go slow. So it kind of ended up just like being more for like on the ground. There, some bubbles came out right there, but yeah. And by the way, this was at Flight Fest.
Oh, there were some bubbles.
Flight Fest. Man, you guys remember Flight Fest? I remember Flight Fest. One time, I remember going there. Several times actually. Hopefully we'll do Flight Fest 2021. That's what I'm hoping for. Flight Fest 2021. I'm believing, man. I am believing. Also, maybe Joe Knoll 2021, because I guess Joe Knoll was canceled, and that sort of thing. So I wonder how much longer Joe Knoll is going to be around. He'll probably be around for a long time, but I just wonder how much more popular it's going to be. Ben, shout out to Ben.
Awesome. Okay. We'll say don't do that. But let this be a.
Look at all those bubbles. Beautiful, beautiful bubbles. The Orange Baron asks, Adam, what is a good onboard camera on a budget? I know of the Runcam and Mobius. Is there anything cheaper? I guess it depends on how much of a budget you're on. You mean like an HD camera? Man, there are so many. There really are so many. I mean, honestly, that Akaso that I had was pretty good at the time. Like you could probably get something along those lines. But that would, like, most of what I've seen is like a sort of a more standard action camera format, like GoPro style. probably the I haven't really been shopping around for them, but I know, you know, the run cam, didn't run cam just come out with like, I think a new version that was similar to like the GoPro Session, that style. The Cube style is pretty nice. Probably one of the best styles out there. The Mobius is kind of cool. I don't think they make the Mobius anymore, but that style where it's kind of flat, that is actually kind of nice. But the Cube style is probably the best, most likely, I would say. Victor Stevens asks, is it important to have diversity on the FPV goggles? Yes, it could be. It depends on what you're doing. The Orange Baron says no, diversity is not needed, but DVR is nice for recording. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would say that it depends on what you want to do. Diversity is really helpful so that you can use two different antennas. You can use a patch antenna that gives you longer range, and an omnidirectional antenna that gives you more sort of a better reception all around you. But now there's like a lot of different variations. Some people say use two omnis and different things like that. But if you're just doing like flying in a pretty open area and pretty close in, and you're mostly like on a budget, like, yeah, you know, don't worry about it too much if you're just getting started. But definitely it is favorable, I would say, to have diversity, for sure. Also, DVR is definitely also one of those things that, like, you don't have to have it, but really, if you're going to be getting into FPV stuff, you're going to want to have DVR. It stands for digital video recording, I think, probably, and that is really useful because I've used that many times to I use it for flight footage, to get the footage of what I see through the FPV camera, and I've used it to find my quadcopters a few times, actually. So that's very helpful because you can just replay that footage, usually just in your goggles, and see where you went down. So that is that's very nice. I see we got Burgax. Hello, welcome to the stream. Anyway, so that was the Bubble Bomber right there. That was a pretty big project, I would say, that I you know, one of the bigger projects. I mean, I had already built the Megabat, but then getting that thing to work was pretty interesting. And then let's fast forward in time a little bit here. Well, actually, we kind of went backwards in time, so now we're going forwards in time, and I'm looking through here. I want to try and find a, I don't know, something interesting. I mean, extra interesting. Oh, well, here's a classic one. This isn't really mine, but I filmed this, and actually I have more footage from the past Flight Fest that I need to make into a thing. But here is the flying trash can. That was a great spectacle. Oh my goodness, that's okay. There we go. That was a great spectacle right there. Flying trash can.
It'll be fine. Slap that right there.
It actually ended up flying really well. I mean, all things considered, given that it was a flying trash can.
So you did actually put effort into.
Like,
Let's see.
You know what's gonna be really cool though is when a little airplane this thing flies.
Oh, there we go. I'll tell you what, man, if you want to see some creativity, go to Flight Fest. Flight Fest is, I mean, that's the best part of Flight Fest is that, and that probably that's the best thing that Flight Test has done is inspire people to be creative about building, well, you know, building DIY projects like in general, but specifically things that fly, and just enjoy the building and, you know, flying and creating and testing process. That's great. That's so cool. Oh yeah, this thing is gonna eat something in a second. It's gonna eat something. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, or some, no? Oh yeah, okay. It chopped up something there. I guess it actually caught some airplane parts that were falling from the sky, which is just fantastic. You know, the funny thing about Flight Test Combat is, oh yeah, that was, clever move. Clever move. Whoever's plane that was. Getting stuck in the tail booms. The funny thing about Flight Fest Combat is that it is, a lot of times it just comes down to like who can survive the longest. So a lot of times the simple, small, lightweight planes are the ones that end up actually winning because they're able to take a beating because they're lightweight, and they're able to fly for a long time because they're also lightweight. So kind of interesting. Yeah, so anyway, good stuff, good times. I think we'll do like one more. Let's do like one more. Let me pick something. What was another good one here? But yeah, anyway, it's been a quite a ride. Oh, okay, you know what? We got to do this one. We got to do this one right here. This is one we're going to end it on, cuz this one is actually what got, I think, a lot of people. Maybe you subscribed because of watching this, or at least heard about this channel because of watching this one, because this video suddenly became very popular somehow. I think it got retweeted or something. Oh my gosh. And it's so amazing. People seem to really enjoy this one. I have a bad feeling about this. So this is the one where I put 5-inch quadcopter motors on
hey everybody, welcome back to RC with Adam. My name is Adam, and today
3-inch frame. So there, I'm taking everything apart. I 3D printed some stuff, so now we got the 3D printer action going on. We've got studio lighting. We've got, you know, mics, cameras, quad parts. Like now I actually have quad parts and I can solder things. Oh, I actually just got the TS100 soldering iron, which is great. So I don't have to use that nasty old soldering iron, which you see somewhere in here. I don't know where. Oh well. Anyway, so that was pretty cool. So it ended up like that. I'm gonna revisit this revisit this in some way, because it is interesting to me. Just in terms of like, it seems like there's so much wasted space on a standard quadcopter setup, having the motors like so far out. But like I understand that like aerodynamically it probably is better. But I don't know, just something worth, you know,
remember a very common beginner mistake.
Luca! I see we got Luca. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for being a proud subscriber.
Tighten them. You don't want to strip the threads, but you want a bunch of stuff.
All right, let's see this thing fly. Oh yeah, here, let's watch this montage. Look at that, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it doesn't sound super great, but
it
it's pretty
looks good with
smooth.
those props, especially.
Oh, that's so cool.
Muhammad, hello.
Oh yeah, it actually.
It's too bad this thing
seems
caught
to
on
handle
fire.
pretty well.
Spoiler alert, it caught on fire. Because it would have been cool to actually like fly it around and stuff. So I'll need to do another version. I do actually have 4 motors because I just upgraded the motors on my budget basher, which is pretty nice. It took me so long to edit this. It's actually really nice that this video was as popular as it was, because it took a very long time to edit, and usually, well, I've done other videos that take a very long time to edit, and not many people see them, so that was kind of nice. That thing did look really fast, man. I mean, like, I don't even know. I don't know if you can tell, but like the sound sort of like went out there. It sort of faded away for a second. Maybe I think you can hear it okay, but let me turn this up so you can hear it. So like I slowed that down, and then right here you can, and then I stop the music. The music comes back. I had to like try and time it all like with the song thing, and then do the different shots, and right there it like slows down, and then the music kind of fades away, and then it comes back. Probably way overdoing it. Probably that I would say that is what I end up tending to do.
Now
I
it's
end
time
up
to actually
like over edit something, or
Let's get
try to.
this quadcopter
Basically, I end up putting in way too many
rocking
details.
and
But,
rolling.
but maybe, I don't know. Hopefully somebody out there enjoys that. But I mean, I enjoy it, so that's something.
Dang it. Okay. These goggles are really starting to annoy me.
I will say one thing about like filming stuff that a lot of people don't think about is like it's difficult to like manage, even just when you get like more than one camera. Oh, see, it's starting to smoke. Oh my gosh. And I didn't see any of that.
Oh, that's
Like,
really bad.
I didn't see any of that happen. Now it's sparking and fireworks and stuff. That is not the battery. A lot of people think that that's the battery. That is not the battery catching fire. It was just like the ESCs and the frame and stuff. So here, I plug it in. At this point, I'm getting my goggles on. I'm not looking at that. I just armed it. And so now there's amperage going through there. And then it's really starting to smoke. And at this point, so I'm like, okay, let's do this. Notice my throttle limit, or my throttle setting here. And then what did we get up to? We got up to like, so it was like, and then I guess I didn't notice the smoke. I thought that was normal. I don't know. Gee, where's all this fog coming from? Why is it so foggy all of a sudden? So then I tried to, oh yeah, it looks like it's coming out of the battery, but it's not. I think maybe that's coming out of the capacitor or something. I don't know. So yeah, it definitely got worse because it's drawing more amps, and then extra air is going in there. Boom. I'm just kind of going through this like frame by frame here. And then, so then I start to take off right there. The OSD cuts out for some reason, but right there, and then I just kind of do like a little hop, just a little hop.
All right, let's do this. Oh shoot. Oh, that's really bad.
So it looked like a rocket, like it looked like the fire shot it up in the air, but it was really just kind of a combination that I was spun up the propellers at the same time.
That's bad. I should get some water on that.
You ever have one of those situations where you're like, this is a really bad thing that's happening. You know, and nowadays it's like, do I film it or do I grab a fire extinguisher? Sadly.
That went
But in this case, I did both.
I guess some builds just aren't meant to fly. That was pretty exciting, though.
Yeah, also I said that I was going to grab some water, but like I knew in my mind, like
that
water's
was
not the
exciting.
best option for this,
Yeah,
but then I found
definitely
the
the
sandbag.
whole
and I
catching
was
on
like,
fire part
okay, we'll use sand.
Oh shoot. Was
So,
the grand
worked out
finale
pretty
of
good.
this video. Attach a different motor rotor to another. Be good.
Yeah.
Mostly the most important thing that I learned, even more important than things will catch on fire if you're not careful, is that it is really great to do an idea that you've had
okay,
and to just
actually, we
try
can't end
something
yet.
out.
We can't end yet. That is so true, Adam.
At this
That
point,
is so
I should
true.
probably say, do not try this at home.
Don't try it at
Don't
home.
catch things on fire.
Try it at your friend's home. Just kidding. Oh, of course we have to. This is a big one. This is a big one. Actually, really, most recently, I've had a lot of bigger videos because, or I mean, like videos that I'm especially proud of. I think that are interesting because of 3D printing and all this other kinds of stuff. So
That allows you to use broken propellers as a folding
again,
propeller.
over edited, I would say. Not nearly as many people were interested in this one. Not complaining, it's just an interesting observation. And I would say probably more work went into this one than even the other one that I just showed, which is interesting. Also, it's kind of funny that just like shortly after I posted this one,
super excited right now because I just had another
Jim Fan
amazing
or
idea,
whoever
which
it
might
was
work
came out
or
with like
might.
the folding propellers, and I hadn't. I basically just designed this from scratch. I mean, you know, you can only make it so unique because it's a pretty simple design, but this is what I did, and this is one I designed with Tinkercad, or the rough version. No, I think I switched over to Fusion. I did at some point. Anyway,
Punch
that's
out.
what we want to see.
That was a full back.
Easy to see.
I'm really surprised, honestly.
And they flew pretty good. Like they really flew
Zippy,
quite
zippy.
nicely for what for you know, all things considered. Considering it was like even heavier, quite a bit heavier than normal propellers. And well, that one broke there, but
Let's go see if it's on
a lot of other stuff, you know, worked out. It worked out very well. So that was very interesting. Excuse me. We did a revisited that, so we did a part 2. I did a here's an interesting one as well. This was a fun one to do, similar with the propeller hub idea, but it was like a folding propeller hub.
Sort of a translucent blue.
So the
color
idea is that
a good per second.
it folds. It just you just put it through
and
the
you have to print
hub
very
and it folds
slowly with
around
this
it.
stuff. That seems to be
And
the key.
theoretically,
Just a
it would
little
hold it
printing note there.
in place.
Print very, very slowly, like 15 millimeters
And
per
I
second.
think
And that's
this
okay,
would
'cause I
work
don't
with
print with it too much,
a
and I
lower
really like
kV
the
motor,
result
like
of a
maybe like a
good print
slow
when it turns
fly
out nicely.
type of
But I digress.
motor.
3D printing is a quadcopter motor, which
something
would
like
be
that.
around-
Maybe this would
it
work
did
for
work
like
for a little
a
while. Quadcopter motor, which would be around
a
2200 kV, so it's about half as
what
fast.
do you call- like a-
and
like a-
the results were not super great. In fact,
I don't
they
know,
were
something
they were-
that,
they were pretty
something that
bad.
you would
It
use
did
one of
work
those,
for a little while, but kind of as I expected,
prop
it did
saver
not fare
type of
super
things
well.
on.
Like don't be.
Let me get to where it broke. Bam,
And
then
this
it
stuff
just
is very strong. Like
yeah.
and then bam, it just broke, and then they all
exactly
kind of
what I
broke.
just said.
And then
Crazy.
when one let go, it became way imbalanced, and then the others just kind of snapped off as well. Now, as far as practically speaking, TPU is not going to cut it for this propeller hub idea. Although, maybe, I guess if you used enough of it, would be a good use for this, a very durable propeller. It's essentially a folding propeller, but it has the ability to.
So that was pretty
which
cool.
is kind of interesting.
Oh,
So
that's
what did
cool
we
too,
learn? Well,
actually.
I mean, it's not supposed to work like that. But
Sort
it
of
just
works like a
kinda
swash
ended
blade.
up working like that, which is kind of
Which
interesting.
that's
So
maybe
what
that's
did we
something
learn?
that's
Well,
I probably
propellers spin
won't
around
go
really
into that
fast,
anymore, but
and, there's a
maybe
lot of
somebody else
force
would
on
be
them, and
interested
they will go
in
flying
something some sort of a flexible swash plate or something like that. The Orange Baron asks, Adam, where do you get your lipos? Usually I get them from Race Day Quads. I like to buy from Race Day Quads, and they have some good batteries. So that's usually where I get them. Really, I haven't bought lipos in a while, or at least not most of my lipos are actually very old. I got a bunch of them at a vendor was like selling a bunch of stuff because they were like going out of business or something at Joe Knoll or Knoll in the Fall a couple of years ago or last year or something, don't remember. And I got a good deal on a bunch of those batteries, so those are I've been flying with a bunch of those lately. But yeah, Race Day Quads, get FPV, maybe Amazon sometimes, depending on the kind of battery I want to get, and you know, that sort of thing, all that stuff. And I thought there was one more. I think there's one more. There is one more somewhere. Where is it? Oh yeah, let's take a look at this one really fast. Oh, look at that. Ko-fi supporters. This is a thing I 3D printed. This is the body or the nose for the Mini Hawk 5,
about 20%,
which I'm still working on, and will eventually,
actually, if I compare this,
get out.
This Mini Hawk 5 body to the body that I printed, it's like the connecting hinge is easy.
But that's kind of cool. It's just kind of a cool thing. It's like
this is
I never would have thought that I would be like 3D printing stuff like this.
Great weight because it weighs about 20% less, and
so
actually,
cool.
if I
Just so
this,
cool how you can use that technology
body to the body that
to improve your improve your life and help and using, you know, the RC technology and building aircraft, whether it's quads or airplanes, and 3D printing and all that stuff, and using that to really to make things, and then you build your confidence and you learn things and you can become more competent, and that's just so cool. So here's to another 10,000 subscribers. Thanks everybody so much for subscribing and for hanging out with me on this stream and in my videos. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I think I'm looking forward to the next 10,000. And I'll tell you what else I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to this Saturday, tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow. This Saturday, we're going to be doing another live stream. And of course, we'll be having the regular videos as well. So I hope to see you then. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again very soon.